What's the biggest and what's the smallest?
In terms of size?
In size, yeah.
In terms of size, the smallest I would think would be either badges or coins. Largest, I would say, are posters. I remember this huge election poster. Okay, also again featured Tunku Abdul Rahman. All right, but it's in Jawi. So the whole thing was actually in Jawi, and they had the little board there as well. Mm-hmm.
And do you display that?
Yeah, it's at home right now. I displayed it up in my political memorabilia room.
Oh, so you have a room. I was just gonna ask you, how do you display your collection, or do you keep them in boxes?
All right, I have a room full of them, and I even have my second living room full of cabinets, and I have stuff inside there, but they have gotten too many, and they are now, a lot of them are in carton boxes, all right. I also have another townhouse. So this townhouse, I put all my collection inside, so it's like a studio, all right. It's like a studio where people can go and take photo shoots and all that. Yeah. So I have those things like kopitiam in there, and I have kedai runci, those kind of things. Yeah.
So you bought an extra property just to put stuff in?
Well, it was there already. It's just that, my family kind of complained about me having too many things at home.
Right.
When the tenant shifted out, I said, okay, maybe I'll just put my stuff there.
Right.
Yeah. At first, it was all in carton boxes, but after a while, I thought, why not just make it more interesting, set it up, because people ask me, can I borrow some of your things to take for my wedding photo shoot? I want a retro concept, that kind of thing. So I thought, why not set it up just for that? Yeah. So that was how the idea came about.
So it's sort of like your museum for your collection.
Oh, yeah. And I even have a classic cars now to complement that.
Wow.
Because there have been people who came and they said they want to take wedding photo shoots there. So wedding photo shoots, then they asked me whether, hey, do you have any car? So I said, oh, wow, okay. So I started buying some classic cars as well.
On average per month, do you buy something new every month?
Yeah, I do. I'm a compulsive shopaholic.
For all these collectibles.
For all these collectibles, yeah.
How far have you gone for something, though?
Well, in all my travels now, well, of course, with the pandemic, that kind of shuts it down. But I have been, every year I will go for 1 or 2 holidays. And even when I was in London, I actually found a Malaya commemorative piece.
Wow, in London?
In London.
Nice.
That's impressive. Right. I like that.
So is that how you source your vintage collection? You go to flea markets?
I go to flea markets locally. So all the flea markets around Malaysia, I've been to most of them, I would say. And every year I would travel a couple of times to Singapore, a couple of times to Hong Kong. These are the favorite places because when we look for things that are related, they most of the time appear in Singapore. The next would be Hong Kong. Okay. Apart from that, of course, would be my family trips. So my family trips will be in Japan, in Korea, in Australia, wherever I am, I'll be in their flea market.
So your family's like, hey, let's go on a holiday to Hong Kong or something. I want to go shopping. I want to go to the theme park and everything. Yes, let's go to an antique store. That's what you like to go.
That's what I like. And the thing is that luckily my daughter loves to go flea market as well.
Oh.
But the things that she shops for in the flea markets obviously differs from mine. But she's fine with flea markets, right? But her mom actually hates it.
What does your family actually think of your collection?
Well, they think that I'm crazy, I'm collecting junk, so this old man sometimes even see things on the roadside and it's like, hey, stop, there's something there, so they say you're absolutely crazy. But I did tell my daughter that some of my stuff are worth a lot of money. So after I'm gone, please don't discard them.
Or if you really need the money,
please sell them.
Right,
don't give them away. Don't throw them away. So that's always what I've been telling her. Oh, please.
All right.
Like your collection, right? Do you just only put them on display, or do you use them? I know you said you sell them if the
Right.
price is right?
Right,
But do you
yes.
use any of the items that you collect?
Well, for the photo shoots, yeah, I would term that as using it as well because they are part of the photo shoot, right? So other than that, I use some of my car badges on my cars.
Okay.
Right. Those that are allowed. Now we got to be a bit careful
Yeah.
putting those things on our cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like this cup was used by Tunku Abdul Rahman. Let's drink out of it. You would never do that, though, right?
No, you wouldn't want to break it.
Right,
And
right.
anyway, you'll be like, oh.
Right. It's got a oh moment, right? Yeah.
But do you collector
Mhm.
and a hoarder?
Mhm.
Do you think you are a hoarder?
Yeah, I think there's no line at all. If you're a collector, you're simply a hoarder. I mean, that's a better word. You're a collector, but you actually hoard these things because if you see and then you will grab it. And sometimes the things that you have already, you still hoard it. You get more of the same thing because you will be thinking that, okay, somewhere along the line, somebody is going to have something that I don't have and we may be able to trade for it. So we tend to hoard. There are some collectors even more crazy. They have, let's say, a sign, an advertisement sign, and they have 20 pieces of the same piece. So you say, no, I want to have it so that other people can't have it. Then I'm special. I'm the only one having it. I said, oh, they probably produce 1,000 pieces.
Yeah. You never know, right?
Yeah.
Do you have anything in your collection that is limited, like maybe just the one and only one in the world?
I am sure that I have those that are very limited, but I wouldn't know whether that would be the one and only one in the world. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, the one I told you about, the chief minister's car plate.
Car plate, yeah.
Those that might be the only one, because the other chief ministers would have used
Their own.
another one, their own. Yeah. So yeah.
How about that Merdeka book I saw in a newspaper article?
Mhm.
Would that be the only one that has been printed as well?
The
Tell us
book,
about this Merdeka book.
Okay. All right. Now, which Merdeka book I'm
I'm
now
not sure. It's
thinking about?
it was in the papers,
Uh-huh.
and it's
Oh, all right.
it's not really perfect. It's a
Uh-huh.
bit torn, and there's
Okay.
black sidings to it and all
All
that.
right. I think you must be talking about the one that was published for the commemorative issue of Merdeka. So I don't think that is the only one.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure there are others. All right. But having gone through so many years, seriously, I wouldn't think there would be too many of them because it would have disintegrated.
Yeah, yeah.
People have thrown it away. Yeah.
So a lot of these things are very old. How do you make sure that they stay in good mint condition?
Well, collectors, we have that special packaging that is kind of a plastic kind of thing, but if you put it in there, it actually helps to maintain because moisture doesn't go in.
Is
and
it
that
like a
kind of thing.
vacuum pack?
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Okay. Now, what are some of the biggest issues that collectors like yourself face on a daily basis?
So where are we going to source from? Okay. So we will always be thinking of where am I going to get it? All right, and we can't stop buying for that matter. So we need to have new places to go to, right? So yeah, we are always when we talk among ourselves, we always talk. Have you found any new place? And yeah.
What's your holy grail?
What's on your list?
Yeah.
All right. Well, at this moment, I'm on the project of classic cars and restoring them. So I very much looking into a lot of cars, and the more I look, the more I want the older ones. So I've just bought Riley. That's Riley. Okay. So. I have got to get that working. It's now sitting in my mechanic's place, and it's not running at the moment. So I simply have got to get it working. All right, I want to feel it on the streets. Yeah.
From a political standpoint, though, what's your holy grail? What political memorabilia do you really, really want?
Well, I sold a car badge, so I want it back.
Right.
Yeah.
Why did you sell it then if you
It was worth a
if
lot.
you
It
really
It was worth
wanted
a lot
it?
of money. At that time, I didn't think that it would be so difficult to come across a second piece. So if you want it for 5,000 ringgit, you can have it. I'm going to find that second piece. But after a few years, I realized that I'm not going to get my second piece. All right. So, yeah.
So you're
Okay.
thinking, maybe I should have sold it for 10,000. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe,
maybe
I should have held
kept
on to
it.
it.
Yeah.
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 Do you have that dilemma though sometimes when people offer you a lot more money and it's a piece that you really, really like?
Yeah.
Do you have that internal dilemma? Do I sell or do I keep?
Yeah, I constantly have that because I constantly have offers for some of my collection. So if I have two pieces, then that's not a problem. But if that's the only piece, the thing that will come back, it's again, I'll be thinking of my car batch. Hey, I shouldn't have sold that, So should I be selling this? Yeah. So yeah, that's a constant dilemma.
Okay.
Alright.
But like, what are you doing for money right now that you're spending so much collecting, right? Is this your full-time job right now, or do you have another full-time job
No, I'm
that
actually
makes you money to fund your hobby, sort of?
Yeah, I do have. I'm a business management consultant. All right, so I do have my main income stream, but I also make money out of selling my collectibles. All right, so I hope that by selling my collectibles, it will be enough to fund my buying of other collectibles. But that doesn't really happen. It has not materialized yet. I do sell, but I probably buy much more than I sell every month. Yeah.
But at what point, as a collector, can you become the seller of
Alright.
vintage items?
I
Right?
would say that most of the time it's when we find that we no longer have space to display the items. All right. So you start keeping it into carton boxes. After a while, you'll be wondering, why am I keeping those things in carton boxes? That's when they start to take out and start to sell it. All right. So a lot of us at that point, and stuff that we display are normally the newer stuff that we have found. So the older ones, you kind of get a little bit tired of it. You keep it in a carton box. After a couple of years, you take it out and you see, okay, they're not so interesting anymore. So you say, why don't I sell it? Then I can buy something else that I like. Okay, but those are, I'm speaking in general. There are collectors who never ever sell anything that they own. They will never part with it. So they will even rent go downs to keep all their
Oh my
stuff,
God.
that kind of thing. Yeah,
Right.
so I've seen a lot of that as well.
Wow. So there are actually a lot of like-minded people out there,
Collectors and you cannot imagine. Some are really crazy stuff that they collect.
What is the craziest that you've come across?
I've come across so many, and sometimes there's somebody who collects old photographs.
Okay.
So he collects any old photograph, especially those that have the studio name there. And some are funeral photographs. So I said, wow, funeral photographs. My wife will kill me if I take those home. So all sorts of photographs. Why would you want somebody else's photograph?
Yeah.
So doesn't make sense. But well, yeah.
Everybody has their own thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's this saying said another man's trash is another man's treasure,
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
Now, how has this hobby of collecting things, especially political memorabilia, has it changed your life in any way?
Yeah, I definitely would have changed my life because nowadays, whichever country that I visit, I need to go to the flea markets. Weekends, I need to go to the flea markets. If I had never started collecting, I don't think I would be going to. I mean, who wants to go to a flea market? Yeah. Yeah, so that has changed the things that I do every day, and also changed the things that I see every day, because everywhere that I go, I'll be thinking, hey, this looks like it's gonna worth a few $1,000s down the line, that kind of thing. Yeah, so it's always related back to my collection.
And previously you were working with a food company, but now you're sort of freelancing that
Yes,
business
that's right.
management and doing this full time.
Exactly.
So that has changed your
That has
life.
changed my life as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the next step though? I mean, you earlier we were talking about maybe someone needs to be the person to be like the benchmark for what is authentic, what is not, valuing how much it should be and everything. Is that your next thing that maybe that's what you want to do?
No, that has been on my mind for a number of years, but I have never actually seriously sat down and worked on it, right? For the fact that I don't know how to go about doing it, right?
Because there's no like certification
There's
for
no certification for it, and how am I going to know that that piece is 100% authentic? Yeah, so it's kind of difficult. Like if you talk about magazines or newspapers, for that matter, yeah, maybe you can authenticate it. You can the age of that particular thing, but what about glasses, and stuff like that? How do you go about authenticating and that? So it's kind of difficult. Although very much, I think we would love to have a body that does that, but then again, probably we are not the right professionals to be doing it.
And
But
besides,
if you were to, if you were appointed to authenticate anything at all, what would be the one thing that you are the most well versed at?
Well, if you ask in general, if you talk about political memorabilia, I kind of have a hunch whether that has been reproduced or that is original, because I've seen so many of them. I've seen reproductions, I've seen originals and all that. So one look at it, normally I would know whether it's authentic or not.
Okay. Now, as an experienced collector yourself, what advice would you give to up and coming collectors?
I would say that if they want to go into collecting, they should try to streamline their collection, all right, and don't get swayed, because unless you have money in abundance, you're not going to be able to collect everything. So the more streamlined you are in your collection, it is going to be easier for you, all right, in that sense that you don't overspend, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.